here from All Media Reviews, here to go over just a list of some of my favorite songs. I kept this is the 2023 was the first year I made an ongoing running, under construction, which will never end really, I guess, if as long as I use Spotify list of songs of the year. And so, but I didn't have them ranked. And they just were added as the year went by. I have dates. You can sort them by, of course, by title, artist, album, and then the date. So I went through like the whole list and put like the top 20 some. There's some stuff that's not on Spotify, like Sucre's not on here, and I didn't go through every record, but I just picked out one track from a bunch of records at the top here just as a highlight. So The King from the Guess Who, total banger. Mirrors Up from Hotel the Laughing Tree, absolute addictive track, one of the best Hotel Laughing Tree songs ever, totally uplifting. Another Dose from Childish Japes, funky, energetic, love that song. Price You Pay from Ben Sinister, which will likely be on the next Ben Sinister full length, which hopefully will be in 2024. Totally energetic, uplifting. I'm up for I love the energetic, uplifting, power poppy tracks. That's sort of in my wheelhouse. Floating, mesmerizing, very uplifting also from Small League Sing Ships. My Great Escape from Team Me, the best track on a great record from Team Me, although they don't have any bad records. It's the little kind of the rhythm, do 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 do, and then the guitar solo. I just love that. One of the best Team Me songs ever, of course. The Way We Were from Kimbra, great. I get that's an earworm song. The way we, I keep on hearing it. She mentions in the lyrics, out of sight, out of mind, which I always think of both Raina Kindo's song and then there's a Mayer Hawthorne lyric that has that same line. Setting Sun from Shell Pink, which is Josh Ralt from formerly of the Deer Hunter, I believe. He was part of the Deer Hunters touring band at one point. He was actually, speaking of Kimbra, was a guitar tech for Kimbra, but he did Mercies, of course, which I love, and this is his new project. It mentions Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys, and it's sunshine pop. It's so good. It's so happy. Great track. Panopticon from Peter Gabriel, the Brightside Mix. It's Gabriel-esque pop, and it totally works. What's going on? It's got that earworm that you think of with a lot of Gabriel songs. Ordinary from Avenged Sevenfold, total like Daft Punk, and also like Eldrin. That kind of indie-tronica stuff, that's neo-psych indie-tronic album, which is totally departure for something that Avenged Sevenfold's ever done, but it works, totally works. Float from Janelle Monáe, featuring Sion Kuti on Egypt 80. Wasn't really into the Janelle Monáe album. Way too many like sort of sexual innuendo. It was less metaphor and more overt lyrics. But this was the first single, the video. It was more subdued, more trippy, and it wasn't. I mean, it was unfortunately it was an exception to some of the most recent music she's done. I don't know if it would necessarily fit well on the Arc Android series or whatever, the Metropolis, series of records. But anyway, I love Flow. It's very dreamy. Blue from Blackbeat Eagle Scout, one of a handful of songs that totally work. It's got that hook on it, the guitar texture that she uses. I always hear constantly after playing it. Political from Dirtpa Robbins. One of the best songs on that EP, which is going to probably all be on Firebird coming out on Leap Day in a couple months. Dollar Short from Scalise, banger. I love the guitar textures on that. It's like 70s, almost like rainbow or heart. I love the guitar textures on that, among other elements. The Blades from Squid, the best track. They use some electronics on it, but it totally works. There's a few little avant-garde moments in it, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. Staircase from Steven Wilson. Love the drum work. I think it's Craig Blundell. Love the drum work on that track. It's the most prog-like. I mean, I guess you could say Impossible Tightrope, but to me, it's like prog in the way it should work. It flow, even though it's like 9 minutes. It's 9.5 minutes. Closes out the record, which I think that's what helped the Harmony Codex, having that great track to end the record, which, yeah, that always is scores points. In fact, that might be one to even nominate on coming down on the prog stream on Sunday for the prog corners prog stream on album closers. We're going to do the end of the year, closing the end of the year, closing the album. You know, if it's kind of the thing, fits the theme of what's going on. Then the pool from Mayor Hawthorne. You know, the first single on that. You know, the lyrics about jumping and diving into the pool and washing your sins away. It's dreamy. It's happy. It's therapeutic. It's a great track from Mayor. Meteora Blues from Yves Tumor, one of many songs. Great energy, kind of great flow on that track. You know, the vocals aren't too weird. You know, one of about 4 or 5 tracks on that. I could pull them out of a hat, but that's my first one I think of. Forged in the Furnace from Dream the Electric Sleep. Yeah, I mean the dynamics are great in that song. The production's fine on that particular track. Pearls from Jessie Ware. That was a single a couple years ago, but you know, another pop banger from her. Then I have let's see, Blood Moon from Moon Safari, the one track that really stuck with me on that Moon Safari record afterwards that I just like said, yeah, that track really works. Past Life, which is like Bot Fry HMLTD, the song that kind of channels it, basically a reference to Nina Simone, the piano arrangement, Nina Simone Sinnerman. I think that's about it. I stopped at about 22. I mean, there's a lot of the songs on this list I could have maybe ended up there, but I just want to start to do a vague ranking. But these are my songs of the year right now. Of course, given you can see my lists on Spotify, I've got songs of the year from every year, every calendar year, going back to the '60s, which kind of coincides with, in some ways, the albums of the year series. Because I'm like revisiting stuff and then adding stuff. So this 2023 playlist is by no means at all anywhere close to being done. Over the next 5 to 10 years, assuming I keep this and everything, it'll be interesting to see what gets added. Although at some point, because it ended up being well over 100 songs, you're gonna have songs of the year. It's gonna be 1,000 songs, which maybe for some people is, but that's like, you know, whatever it is. It could end up being like 78 hours of music, which it is kind of fun to have the jukebox mentality. I know Steven Wilson been critical of that whole thing about jukebox mentality and everything like that. But it is kind of fun to have it randomly play stuff, even though the styles can shift depending on your tastes, from metal to to jazz to progressive stuff. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you next time.